Well, chat, the WWE has finally been humbled. They had to do the one thing that they tried so desperately to prevent. SummerSlam tickets are now $25. $25. Oh man, I love it, man. People spoke with their wallets, people spoke with their frustrations, and now WWE had the slight inconvenience of eating a big slice of humble pie. You love it, you gotta love it, man, you gotta love it. Saturday night's main event filled with Danhausen, New York Knicks, celebrities, celebrity glazing, midgets, Minniehausens, a Lyra broken nose, and a great tag team match. In the main event, there was one big party in New York. That doesn't necessarily mean I had a good time. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the beer garden. I think it stopped raining in New York. Maybe, but we're going there anyway. We got the canopies up. We're sitting VIP. The beverages are cold, and when I get there on this Saturday night, I want to know what the fuck are you guys drinking? Hand me a Theraflu. I'll see you over there. WWE has failed creatively. AEW has failed fundamentally. So why did Triple H lose the plot? Why did Tony Khan abandon everything that made AEW special? Because nobody is committed to the one thing that actually matters. Long-term booking. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Saturday night's main event post show for July 18th, 2026. I'm your host, JD from New York, as always, coming to you live from the OTS Beer Garden. Sick as a dog. The wheel is up. Oh, man, look at the wheel. The wheel is up there, man. That wasn't supposed to be there. I was testing some things out for Monday. You guys are crazy already in the chat. I'm JD from New York. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this Saturday evening, wherever you may be. And oh my goodness. Look at this guy coming in here, Beantown, with a $100 super chat. The bombs keep coming, JD, man. Saturday night's main event sucked. Ari Emanuel must have booked that main event. Nick's crap segment. I prefer watching wrestling, and Sami should be in the title match at SummerSlam. OTS for life. Another round of applause for my God Bean Time. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Got your message on Patreon. Enjoy the mug. Enjoy the hat. Hopefully you had a delicious cold beverage in that OTS beer mug tonight. Probably needed it watching this show. Saturday night's main event might have been the weakest card that they've put together since the return of Saturday night's main event. You might have had fun with the show. I had fun with the show in some aspects. This was the weakest show that WWE's put on a Saturday night since they returned with Saturday night's main event. I think that much is for certain. I think we can all agree on that. I'm not a mainstream guy. I'm not. Never was, never will be. I don't really care what's popular in the mainstream. I like what I like. I kind of stick to my own bubble. Most of the time, most of what's in the mainstream sucks anyway. I feel like the mainstream is for the plebeians and the common folk, the people who like simplistic things and they don't want anything that's thought-provoking. They don't want anything that's different. This WWE product, this venture into mainstream media with ESPN and all these celebrity appearances, man, you know, it really does nothing for me. And I think most of you guys feel the same way too. Honestly, I think it's something that you guys also are feeling on your end. You just don't care about it. You don't care about it. It doesn't make the show better. It's just largely a waste of time. WWE, they are so in desperate need to create new stars, which right now they don't have. Or in their circles, I would say they don't have people where they want them to be right now that are going to be the next Roman Reigns or the next CM Punk or the next Cody Rhodes. It may take a few years for us to get there with the likes of a Trick Williams and a Carmelo Hayes and a Braun Breaker and an Obafemi. So what WWE has to rely on is the nauseating aspect of pushing their product into other genres. They've taken over Fanatics Fest. Fanatics Fest is like this big conglomeration of fans and sports athletes and celebrities and all this nonsense. WWE has had a major stake in Fanatics Fest the last couple of years. Good for them. It's like half WWE, half everything else. Then you get a show like tonight. And you go into Madison Square Garden, and we thought, all right, Danhausen is in the mainstream media because he cursed the Spurs, or he uncursed the Knicks, whatever the case may be, uncursed the Knicks. And they won the NBA championship. They lost one game in the playoffs. And we thought it was going to be innocent with Danhausen and the Knicks, and everything was going to be like, all right, let's get this out of the way. And Danhausen had a New York Knicks player come on out, and Jalen Brunson was in the main event segment with Roman Reigns, and we had celebrities throughout the night all around ringside. Every commercial break we came back, there were 4 more celebrities that WWE introduced us to. And then we got a main event with CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Gunther, and Sami Zayn. And we got a decent match with Lyra and Bayley. If you missed this show, you didn't really miss anything. But WWE, the only way that they can garner any mainstream attention is if they kind of throw themselves desperately on the floor and desperately seek attention. If you're a New York Knicks fan, you loved everything that they did tonight. It was so Knicks forward and so Knicks centric. That's fine. I have absolutely nothing against that. It's more so the WWE. If let's say the Philadelphia Phillies won the World Series and WWE is holding Saturday night's main event in Philadelphia, they would have trotted out Bryce Harper and Don Mattingly out to the fucking ring. They would have given Bryce Harper and Don Mattingly a Philadelphia Phillies championship-inspired World Heavyweight Championship. And they would have celebrated with the Philadelphia Phillies because they wanted that lasting image on SportsCenter. They wanted a SportsCenter moment with Roman Reigns and Bryce Harper and Don Mattingly. If the Braves won the World Series and Saturday night's main event was in Atlanta, Ronald Acuna would be out there. Walt Weiss would be out there. Matt Olson would be out there. They would have trotted out a WWE World Heavyweight Championship inspired with Atlanta Braves colors for the city of Atlanta. SportsCenter moment. Everybody holds their championships up in the air. Look at us, guys. We're on SportsCenter. It doesn't matter who won the championship. It doesn't matter what city they're in. It doesn't matter what arena they're in. WWE would have done this no matter what. If the New York Knicks didn't win the NBA Finals, you wouldn't have seen anything in regards to Jalen Brunson or the New York Knicks inside Madison Square Garden because that doesn't really appease WWE. They got to ride the coattails of legitimately everything and everybody that's more popular than they are to fit into other subsections and other subgenres so that they can get their 15 minutes of fame because they can't produce what they need to produce on their end, and they're struggling getting any sort of interest and any sort of momentum for what they are doing. So they got to butt into everybody else. But if you're a New York Knicks fan and at the same time you're a WWE fan, you probably enjoyed what they did tonight. God bless you. It's not for me. I'm not saying that it sucked one way or another. I'm not married to this concept. I'm not married to what happened tonight. I don't care either way. I'm completely down the middle. I'm completely indifferent. If you're a New York Knicks fan, so be it. You enjoyed yourself. If you have little kids and all that stuff, God bless you. I mean that wholeheartedly. You enjoyed it. It's a great celebration. And Jalen Brunson's a hero in New York City. I can understand 53 years waiting for a championship, so that means something to you. That moment means something to you. It's just the concept of WWE doing it. I just look at it as if they don't really mean it. They don't. So if you enjoyed that, that's on you, man. If you're a Knicks fan and at the same time you're a WWE fan, you enjoyed that. I'm not here to talk about what happened in the main event. It leads to nothing. It leads to nothing. Roman Reigns and Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Halliburton and Seth Rollins out there. I mean, it's all garbage. It's legitimately all trash. Whatever happened after the acknowledgement ceremony of Jalen Brunson, that last 3 minutes or so was a complete waste of time. They should have ended the show when Roman Reigns said, "Acknowledge us." They should have went off the air. I don't know what that was at the end of the show. I don't know why Seth Rollins needed to be out there. I don't know what that does to sell Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins in a big, meaningful way. It did nothing. It was largely a waste of time. Outside all of the cinema and outside all of the celebrity fucking slobbing of the cock, we had a main event tonight of CM Punk and Cody Rhodes teaming up against Gunther and Sami Zayn. I said on my Friday Night SmackDown stream, WWE may have given Sami Zayn a direct path into SummerSlam. They may have given him a direct path into the main event of SummerSlam, possibly adding Sami Zayn to a Cody Rhodes and CM Punk match for the WWE Championship that was basically born because WWE was so desperate on selling tickets to SummerSlam in Minneapolis. When the ticket graph came out on Thursday, WrestleTix put up that WWE only moved less than 700 tickets since the announcement of Cody Rhodes and CM Punk for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam in the main event. That announcement was made last Friday. WrestleTix put up their updated graphing for the SummerSlam seating chart on Thursday. So legitimately, a full 7 days, and WWE only moved less than 700 tickets for night 2 of SummerSlam. So Cody Rhodes and CM Punk didn't move any tickets whatsoever, or at least not in the way WWE expected them to move thousands of tickets, because this is such a big match that everybody wants to see, a big match that so many people are interested in. There are a bunch of different variables. Ticket prices are still way too high. It's Minneapolis. Some people are using the destination and the arena as the biggest crutch of an excuse. Meanwhile, WWE has run cities similar to Minneapolis, and they didn't have any problem selling tickets a couple of years ago. I don't really understand that. Didn't they run the Royal Rumble in Indianapolis a couple of years ago? They didn't have problems selling that place out. SummerSlam is just as big. SummerSlam is just as important. It's one of their marquee shows. Plus, it's a 2-night show. They haven't even given the Royal Rumble a 2-night treatment yet. I'm not using the city and the venue as a crutch. I'm not using that as, oh my God, it's just Minneapolis. Nobody wants to travel to Minneapolis. Nobody wants to travel to Minneapolis, period. Why would you? What's in Minneapolis? The Juicy Lucy? I can make a nice Juicy Lucy at home. I don't need to fucking travel to Minneapolis to go have a fucking cheeseburger. Minneapolis doesn't really resonate with me as summer. It doesn't. Neither does Detroit or Cleveland or any of these other fucking places in the Midwest. The only reason why Minneapolis is getting a SummerSlam is because they got fucking fucked because they were supposed to get a WrestleMania. So they gave them a 2-night SummerSlam. That's the reason why we're here. Ticket prices are too high. People are using the city and the venue as an excuse. How about the product just sucks? How about that? How about that? How about we just call it like it is instead of fucking dancing around, pretending like there's nothing wrong? Or you shielding the company from real criticism? Or you in bed with the company because you want a fucking free handout and you want to get invited to watch parties and you want to fucking sit with the fake reactors and you want to sit with all these other fucking people that don't matter? How about the product sucks? Plain and simple, the product sucks. The creative sucks. This writing team is fucking terrible. SmackDown's been one of the worst television shows of the entire year. Monday Night Raw is getting there. And their PLEs are commercial-ridden slop. They don't even feel like PLEs. Premium. What are you paying for? You're paying for premium commercials. Do you genuinely expect SummerSlam to be any different than WrestleMania? 6 matches each night. 7 minutes of commercials in between matches that don't eclipse 8 minutes. Get ready. Yet you want me to sit here and keep my fucking mouth shut because WWE is the big bad wolf in town. They're where everybody wants to be. You want to work there. Nobody wants to work there. Not with these fucking people. SummerSlam is not selling tickets because the product fucking sucks. And the prices are too high. You mix those two things together, you put that in the blender and you fucking have your breakfast smoothie in the morning. It ain't coming out good. It ain't coming out good at all. CM Punk and Cody Rhodes on any other night, in any other city, they might have had a chance to sell more than what they've got. But unfortunately, Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, who are not the problem, by the way, They are in the middle of this absolutely downturn in interest in a period of WWE where a lot of people are just not interested in what the product is delivering. Cody Rhodes himself is a problem as well. This is something that people don't want to call out or address or come to the realization of. Cody Rhodes is a problem. I don't know how anybody could watch Cody Rhodes and not turn away in cringe. He comes out, he smiles with his fake veneers, and he comes out and he's like he's running for fucking White House. He's running for president. Legitimately, everywhere he goes, he comes out smiling. I hated someone like Cody Rhodes growing up watching pro wrestling. Waving at everybody. Cody Rhodes is the type of guy that's going to fucking hold grandma's hand crossing the street so that she gets across the street safely. Cody Rhodes is the type of guy that's going to carry grandma's bags to the fucking trunk of her car so she doesn't spill her fucking fruit all over the parking lot concrete. That's great. And then he'll ask for your vote. Please vote Rhodes in the ballots on November 2nd. That's great. Cody Rhodes is a fucking problem. Cody Rhodes is a problem. When he turns that fake-ass fucking cringy smile into black hair and a fuck you attitude, then business will pick up. Then all those Laps fans will come back. Then there will be a real reason to watch the show. Cody Rhodes in this current state is more of a deterrent. He's more of a deterrent. He's like that candle that burns on the fucking table on 4th of July to keep the mosquitoes away. He's a deterrent. He ain't doing anything for the product in a meaningful way. Yet he's all over the place. He's in the main event. He's this, he's that. He's at Fanatics Fest. He's the fucking face of this and face of that. He's on all the merchandise. Brother, after 4 years of it being fucking bombarded and thrown at you in every way, at some point, people grow tired. They do. So when you ask why is SummerSlam not selling, you can look at all three of those things. The product fucking sucks. No matter what people tell you, it sucks. Ticket prices are too high. And Cody Rhodes is a problem. His current character is a problem. CM Punk is fine. There's nothing wrong with CM Punk. CM Punk is the last fucking... And listen, Cody is great. Don't let my negativity on Cody think that I'm a Cody hater. Or let you think I'm a Cody hater. I love Cody. I just think Cody is absolutely and terribly miscast. Currently. They don't see it. They're going to fucking wring that sponge as much as they can until it's fucking absolutely bone dry. And when they decide to turn him heel in typical WWE fashion, it will be too late. CM Punk is still one of the last beacons of legitimacy that this company has left. I cannot even begin to tell you how lucky WWE is to have CM Punk. It's not the other way around. It might have been the other way around when he first got back. But now it is completely the opposite. They are absolutely counting their fucking lucky stars. They should be on their knees thanking Phil Brooks for what he's done for this company. Without CM Punk, I fear. I legitimately fear where WWE would be. They owe him a lot. As far as I'm concerned, whatever the man wants, he should get. Same thing goes for Cody, but Cody's more boring. Cody has kind of run the gambit of, all right, man, enough is enough with the good guy act. All right, it's time to go. It's time to go heel. I don't want to hear anything about Cody not going, oh, they don't have anybody to replace him. Yes, they do. His name is Phil Brooks. His name is CM Punk. That's the guy to replace Cody Rhodes. Cut the shit. If you're waiting for somebody else who's half Cody's age to come and replace him, you'll be waiting a very, very long time. A very long time. That person might not even exist. This main event tag team match tonight was fantastic. Given who's in there and given all four men's body of work, I'm not really surprised. Cody's great. Punk is great. Can they coexist? They did until the ending of the match. That flip of the belt when CM Punk put the WWE Championship over his shoulder and accidentally hit Cody Rhodes in the face with the strap as he flipped the belt over his shoulder. Oh, that was very intentionally done, Shad. That was very intentionally done. I'm sure that will come into play, hopefully, on Friday. The situation coming into this match was given to us by Adam Pearce. If Sami Zayn and Gunther, who also have to coexist, who also want to be where Cody and Punk are, they feel like they've been robbed, they feel like they've been screwed. If Sami Zayn and Gunther can coexist, even though they don't like each other, and if they can beat CM Punk and Cody Rhodes by any means, in this match tonight, they will get added to the SummerSlam main event, and a one-on-one match will become a fatal four-way. Sami Zayn and Gunther didn't win. I'm not surprised at that. I did not expect them to win. I don't know why anybody expected Cody Rhodes or CM Punk to take a loss 2 weeks before SummerSlam. But we talked about this last night. And even though the idea of a fatal four-way is very interesting, it was never going to work out that way. WWE is throwing as many variables as they can at the wall to see which one sticks. They want people guessing. They want a very chaotic build for SummerSlam, and that's exactly what they feel they're giving us. Referee went down tonight. Gunther and Sami Zayn were in control. Gunther uses the WWE title with the referee down to use it as an illegal weapon. Nick Aldis, he shows up out of nowhere after a second referee comes in to make the count, which would have given Gunther and Sami the win over Cody and Punk. Nick Aldis shows up, pulls the referee out of the ring, and at that point, one thing leads to another. Gunther and Sami Zayn lose. Now, Nick Aldis has been going back and forth with Gunther for weeks now, starting at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia, where they were cursing at each other, pull apart brawl, pushing each other, shoving each other. This led into another situation on Friday. They were out on medical, well, Gunther was out because he was suspended, and Nick Aldis was out on administrative leave. He was only gone for a week. He shows up on Monday Night Raw, and he gets to Raw. Apparently, he was not on administrative leave anymore, or maybe he was still out. Don't know what he was doing there. But Adam Pearce forced Sami Zayn to defend the WWE Championship against Cody Rhodes on Monday Night Raw. Keep that in the back of your mind. Cody beat Jey Uso on Friday Night SmackDown. He earned the number one contendership. He goes to Monday Night Raw. Sami Zayn was forced to defend a SmackDown title. The WWE Championship is a SmackDown title. He was forced to defend the WWE title on Raw. Why is Sami going to Raw? Why is Sami defending the title on Raw when he's a SmackDown guy and the WWE title is a SmackDown title? Why isn't this match taking place on Friday? So Sami has an argument there. Cody Rhodes got taken out by Gunther. He had a car door slammed in his face. The whole thread throughout the entire show is, who's Sami going to defend the title against? Is Cody going to be medically cleared? No, Cody wasn't medically cleared. Nick Aldis was scrambling to find an opponent for Sami Zayn. Sami wanted to defend the title, but was also happy at the same time that he wasn't defending the title against Cody Rhodes. So Nick Aldis, who magically appeared on Monday night in Chicago on July 6th, he shows up and says, I got somebody. I'm doing a job that you clearly cannot do for yourself. So I made a phone call, and the guy that is wrestling Sami Zayn is in the building tonight. It ended up being CM Punk. CM Punk and Sami Zayn had one of the best matches of the entire year on Monday Night Raw in the main event for the WWE Championship in Chicago, and CM Punk won the WWE title. Straight up, clean, no bullshit. Sami Zayn got screwed. His championship reign only lasted 9 days. He defended the WWE title, which is a SmackDown branded title, as a SmackDown star on a show when he didn't have to do any of that. The decision was made by the Raw GM. So that's strike one, strike two, strike three. If Sami took this evidence to court, he'd be labeled innocent. You don't need any more evidence than what Sami Zayn has just based off when he lost the championship in Chicago to CM Punk. The next week, he takes a mental health break. Gunther is going back at it with Nick Aldis. This is like the third time they've went at it. Which leads us to tonight. Nick Aldis and Gunther's been brewing for a little bit now. I think everybody watching the show realized that Nick Aldis and Gunther was going to be a showcase match at SummerSlam. Nick Aldis would be wrestling his first match in WWE. So when I saw Nick Aldis ruin the match for Gunther and Sami Zayn, I wasn't surprised because we talked about it last night. Nick Aldis was going to show up because of what Gunther did to him literally a week ago. He incapacitated him with multiple sleeper holds and attacked the general manager of SmackDown again because he feels like he can. Nick Aldis showed up and took this all away from Gunther because at the end of the day, he is the law. He is the power. He is the general manager of Friday Night SmackDown. But at the same time, Nick Aldis wasn't thinking as a general manager. Nick Aldis was thinking as Nick Aldis, the pro wrestler. The failed pro wrestler that Gunther continues to call a failed pro wrestler. So without thinking what the ramifications and what the consequences would be for Sami Zayn, he did the one thing that he felt he should do, and that was screw Gunther, but at the same time, he screwed Sami Zayn. Now, my question to you is, after all this evidence has been brought to the jury, does Sami Zayn not deserve a WWE Championship title opportunity in the main event of SummerSlam? This is why I said verbatim. WWE may have paved the road for Sami to get onto the SummerSlam card and into the main event with CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. The only downfall is they legitimately ran this same main event at the last PLE at Night of Champions. The only difference is it doesn't include Gunther. But that's WWE's fault. They decided to take the belt off Sami to put it on CM Punk instead of having Cody beat Sami Zayn. They put it on CM Punk, and then they announced Cody Rhodes and CM Punk for SummerSlam in hopes to sell tickets, in which they sold no tickets. Well, they sold tickets, but they didn't sell tickets that would make Ari Emanuel fucking smile from ear to ear. If WWE had 50,000 tickets out the door for both Night 1 and Night 2, and they were near 100,000 tickets out the door completely for SummerSlam up until this point with 2 weeks to go, there's a pretty likely situation of Sami Zayn walking into SummerSlam as the WWE champion. Why would you take the belt off him if you've already filled US Bank Stadium for SummerSlam? They made a rash decision. They made a hasty decision because of their inability to sell tickets. They made a rash decision, screwed Sami Zayn, fucked Sami Zayn over because they felt like Cody Rhodes and CM Punk was going to get them to where they needed to be as far as filling US Bank Stadium. And it all blew up in their face. So at the end of the day, you're left with haphazard, chaotic creative, and you've taken the belt off someone in Sami Zayn after 9 days when you didn't really have to do that because it wouldn't have made a fucking difference. So when people ask me, how does Sami Zayn get into the main event, JD? I put this on Twitter. How does he get in? Please explain it to me. I fucking explained it to you, you fucking half fucking idiotic cretin. I don't need to explain it anymore. Watch the fucking show. Now, do I expect Sami Zayn to be in the main event? No. That's a different story. I expect this company to leave him off the card completely. For all we know, he'd be in a match with fucking Johnny Gargano. Johnny, he wakes up miraculously and he's in a match with fucking Sami Zayn in Minneapolis. But you want me to detail how Sami gets there. That's how he gets there. That's how he gets there. storyline-wise, it makes 1,000% logic. Nick Aldis wasn't thinking about Sami. He has no problem with Sami. He's got a problem with Gunther. He attacked Gunther. At the same time, consequences now have fallen on Sami Zayn because of Nick Aldis' actions. Sami needs some justice here. How many times can Sami get screwed in the month of July? I've given you 5 different instances in which Sami Zayn has been fucking fucked over. If you don't think he belongs in the SummerSlam main event storyline-wise, I don't know why you're watching me, because I love attention to detail and I love pinpointing things that happen on the show and making sense of it or telling you that it doesn't make sense. If CM Punk and Cody Rhodes was specifically put together in the main event of SummerSlam to sell tickets and they haven't sold tickets, what's the big deal about putting Sami Zayn in the main event of SummerSlam? Cody and CM Punk aren't selling tickets, so let's get Sami Zayn in there because A, he deserves it, B, the story calls for it, and C, what you did tonight absolutely should lead to Sami getting there because he did nothing wrong. That's the way that I see it playing out. They didn't sell any additional tickets that are going to make TKO happy, so why not? Unless they don't want Sami on the SummerSlam card, which I find difficult to believe that you got a 2-night fucking SummerSlam and you can't find a fucking spot for Sami Zayn across 2 nights of SummerSlam. I just find that to be fucking ridiculous. If this was a 1-night SummerSlam, I'd be a little bit more like, all right, maybe there's no room for him. But you got a 2-night SummerSlam and you're going to leave Sami Zayn off the fucking card when he's been the most vital player on Friday night in 2026? Bro, I find that very hard to believe. Come on, man. If Sami is not in that match, making it a triple threat, I will not be surprised. But he should. He absolutely should. You know, if I'm Triple H, I'm looking at Cody and CM Punk, and sure, it's a big match. It's a dream match to some. It's the biggest match they have on tap. I know they've wanted to do it. It was supposed to be the main event of WrestleMania this past year in Vegas. Then we heard about it happening next year at WrestleMania. WWE moved it up. They fast-tracked it to SummerSlam. Now, on one hand, I like that because I'd rather see it now in the United States than instead of Saudi Arabia. We may actually still get it in Saudi Arabia for all we know. This may be a year-long thing between Punk and Cody. We don't know. I do think that we're just now starting to get a little bit of tension and story. But there should have been a little bit of attention and story going into their first match. It shouldn't have started off cold because they have no tickets sold and they need a big match to sell SummerSlam. That's not the right way to do anything. But if you don't include Sami Zayn in the main event, A, it's not going to make any sense whatsoever. And B, why are you wasting my time as a fan? Like, we see what WWE's done. Every move they made has backfired. SummerSlam is not where it needs to be. Why are we punishing people because WWE is incapable of writing interesting and captivating television? It's not Sami Zayn's fault. You did something to him in hopes of getting to where you need to be for SummerSlam. You didn't. So pay it forward to Sami and include him in the main event. It's just the way that I see things. And like I was going to say before, if I'm WWE, why do I want CM Punk and Cody Rhodes meeting for the first time on a failed endeavor named SummerSlam 2026? Don't you think that this match deserves a little bit more fanfare? Don't you think this match deserves a little bit more of a bigger stage? There's literally no hype going into this match. 0. 2 weeks left to go. There's no hype and no interest at all. I'm not hearing people excited about. I may be interested just based off what 2 guys like that can do. But I don't hear people talking about this as if it's like the second coming of fucking the greatest match of all time. there may be more people disinterested in this match than there are interested in this match. You got to have fun, though. Bro, I ain't having fun. I ain't having fun. I don't have fun with this shit. You may have fun. You have kids that are having fun with it. So you're an adult watching your kids have fun. You're living vicariously through them and seeing things through their eyes. That's a completely different story. I'm not having fun. I do this for a living. If I was having fun, I would have already told you I'm having fun. You guys have seen me when I've had fun. Don't sit there and exclaim to me I'm not having fun. The OGs of what I do here, you've seen me when I've had fun and when I've enjoyed things. There's nothing to have fun with. I've prided myself on telling you exactly what it is you are watching. And if you don't appreciate my upfront, honest demeanor, then maybe you should go watch somebody else that's going to blow smoke up your fucking asshole. I will never do that. I tell you exactly how I feel in what I'm doing and what I'm watching. That has pros and cons. There's negatives and positives that come along with it. Some people claim that I'm too negative. Some people claim that I'm too honest, and that's the reason why I don't have 500,000 subscribers. YouTube is a different beast in 26 than it was in fucking 2013. You can't do and say half of the shit that you did back then. Things change, algorithms change, audiences change. Everything changes. Product changes. This product is catered to people that are not us. But that doesn't mean I don't have every fucking right to come on here and tell you that this shit sucks. There's nothing that's going on nowadays. This is the problem. There's nothing that goes on nowadays that will live in the annals of WWE history. They're not making moments that are going to be lifelong moments. When I'm 80 years old, I don't think I'll ever go back to 2026 and relive a single fucking moment that happened in this year. Maybe Sami Zayn. Maybe. Maybe Sami winning his first title. Was there something last year, chat, that you'd go back and watch that is going to live in the annals of fucking WWE history when you're 80 years old and you're sitting at home in your rocking chair and you want to scroll through WWE Network on whatever streaming platform it's on? Do you want to go back and relive anything in the year 2025? Or the year 2026? Genuinely ask yourself that question. And then answer it wholeheartedly. If the answer is no, then you know why I'm not having fun. There's nothing here. There's nothing here that is legitimately history making. There's nothing here that's going to live and breathe and sit in history as, oh my God, I got to go back and watch that. I can go back and watch anything from, we watched 1997, SummerSlam, Bret Hart and The Undertaker, Heart and Soul, SummerSlam from East Rutherford, New Jersey, with Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee. We watched this match together with my Patreons. That match still lives up today in 2026. We did the same thing the week before with Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels, 1995, SummerSlam, ladder match. Put that match up against anything today. And it still lives up against anything that's going on today. Do you get a sense that you watch anything nowadays that is going to be in the same vein as those two matches? And those are just two examples. No. So why am I having fun? What exactly are we watching? What is it that they want us to consume? It's here one night. Gone the next, on to the next fucking celebrity appearance, on to the next match that means nothing, on to the next event that's going to be fucking exponentially priced out so normal people can't go. Rinse and repeat over and over and over again. At some point, things have to stop. At some point, things have to come to an end. They need to bleed out. There needs to be a real change. I don't know why people like me and people like everybody else who are complaining about the product get criticized for not liking the product when the product that you're absolutely paying for is dog shit. Saw Brian Alvarez get shoot alive on social media because he didn't like Dynamite on Wednesday. Dynamite did more ratings this month or this week than they did last week for Beach Break. But the show was fucking garbage. It was legitimately one of the worst Dynamites of the year. And he's calling out things that don't make sense. This didn't make sense. That didn't make sense. There's no promotion, this and that. People shoot him out. People got on his case for criticizing the product. This is what it comes down to. We can't say or do anything about what we watch and how we feel about what we watch because there'll be somebody not understanding where we're coming from. If you enjoyed Saturday night's main event, then you enjoyed Saturday night's main event. WWE is clearly catering to a bunch of different audiences. They catered to the New York Knicks fan base tonight. They catered to a New York fan base tonight that has been to Fanatics Fest all week. They catered to the kids. They catered to the pro wrestling enthusiasts. This was a mixed bag. This was basically, this version of Saturday night's main event was legitimately Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. It's exactly what it was. There's a little bit of everything. It was a variety show. They gave you a little bit of everything, and then they gave you what me and you absolutely want to see, and that's pro wrestling with that tag team match. They got their Sports Center moment. They got their mainstream moment. They'll be in the New York Post tomorrow morning. They'll be in the Daily News tomorrow morning. They may even be fucking either front or back page, or at least inner front page tomorrow. Jalen Brunson, New York Knicks. WWE World Heavyweight Championship, hand it to him. Custom made New York Knicks. Roman Reigns, acknowledge Jalen Brunson. That's all they want. That lasting photograph with the fucking outline, with the New York Knicks script and the whole fucking border that they gave you before the show went off the air, that is what they waited 2 hours and 12 minutes to achieve. That is all they cared about. That is legitimately all they cared about. Outside that, if you missed this show, you legitimately missed nothing. We're going to get into this show tonight. We're going to barely go over some of this stuff because none of this stuff really matters at all heading into SummerSlam. But I want to thank you guys very much for joining me here on this Saturday night. Appreciate you. I'm still sick, man. I don't know how I got sick. I don't know from whom I got sick. Not feeling well right now. But if you guys are here, thank you. Thank you for joining me on this Saturday night. Please hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Make sure you guys go out there and check out all the content on the channel. Plenty of it. We uploaded 2 banger clips on the second channel. If you guys are not aware, I have a second channel. We're just at 16,000 subs over there. It basically exists to give you guys just a taste of what we do here. So I upload clips when I feel it's appropriate. I'm not going to upload clips from every stream because there just isn't stuff that people care about. So why am I going to waste my time for stuff that people don't care about? So if you guys want the second channel stuff, there's clips that go up there. Short, concise, great discussion. Go and check that out. Link is down below. Also, I am on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo, Patreon. Shout out to my patrons. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. You guys can sign up for a free tier. Check it out yourself. If you find that it is something you want to support, it is there. So there is a free tier, and then there are 3 paid tiers. We are doing SummerSlam match reviews right now for classic SummerSlam matches. That will continue up until SummerSlam this year, and then we'll do the same thing going into Survivor Series. And in the off chance that we're not going into a major PLE, I'm going to give my Patreons the opportunity to vote on matches that we watch and review together. So make sure you guys go and do that. Great way to support the show is via the Patreon. Shout out to my guy, Marco and Antonio. My guys, Marco and Antonio, Marco Beantown just got his merchandise. Enjoy that, brother. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for the $100 super chat. Antonio, you should be getting yours. If Beantown got his, I mailed yours at the same time. You should already got you. Tone is in the chat. Tone, if you got yours, let me know. You should have already gotten it. If not, Monday for sure. So thank you to everybody that's supporting the show. Support's been so great in the month of July, so let's keep that up. Super chats are open. There will be no wheel tonight. Anybody that's $10 or more, though, I'm telling you this right now. Anybody that's $10 or more tonight will be on the wheel for Monday. And anybody that donates $10 or more tonight, I'm giving you an extra spot on the wheel. So I didn't set a goal up, but if you guys want to get those super chats in, any donations over $10, you're getting 2 spots on the wheel. I appreciate all the support, man. I'm just trying to find ways to give back to you guys. Awesome to see all the support. Follow me on social media, like I said. Go check out the content. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of tonight's circus. That was Saturday night's main event. Tone says he didn't get it yet. Monday, brother. You should get it Monday. I don't know why Beantown got his so quick. I mailed him at the same time. But, yeah. That's that. And then Monday we'll be live for the Raw post show. We'll see what happens with that. I'm not really expecting much there. But the streams will continue on Monday. And hopefully I, myself, feel a lot better. Let's get into this. Start things off at the top here. Stephanie McMahon and Joe Tess welcome us to Saturday night's main event. Stephanie and Joe Tess were the correspondents for tonight's show. I did watch the pre-show. There was a pre-show tonight with Trick Williams and Laredo Kid. I don't know why they didn't just book Trick Williams on the actual show and give him a match against somebody that means something, that can forward a storyline. I don't know. So they put him in a basic one-on-one match, just a showcase match with him and Laredo Kid. It didn't really mean much of anything. Trick Williams got the win there. Stephanie, before the actual Saturday night's main event show went on the air on Peacock, the pre-show was streamed for free on YouTube. So Stephanie's out there interviewing Obafemi. She says this is pretty amazing. It's pretty powerful out here. I guess this is the first time that she's experienced Obafemi's entrance in real person, in real life. I got to say, I've been out here for a lot of superstar entrances, and that just felt really incredible. And on Monday night, Oba, you said that Brock Lesnar used to run this place, and now all he does is run from you. But in 2 weeks at SummerSlam, he's not going to have that opportunity in the Hell in a Cell. So how do you feel? Is there any trepidation as you guys are one-on-one going into probably one of the most important and most dangerous matches of your career? Oba then says, you're right, Steph. We are 1-1. And some people will go as far as to say, you're only as good as your last game. And my last outing against Brock didn't go in my favor. But when it comes to the mental game, I'm miles ahead of him. I'm in his head. I live in Brock's head. Stephanie says, sounds like everybody here is in complete agreement with you. Of course they are. Because I'm not the one who's acting out of character. Brock is. He's the one who lost at WrestleMania. He's the one who fake retired. He's the one who walked away. He's the one who's been hiding. He's the one who's been running. Who's bringing out the fake police? Him, not me. Brock is going to understand one thing. The tides are changing. They're changing so fast that you don't even realize. Brock, I need you to understand, come SummerSlam, I'm not locked in there with you. You're locked in there with me. Because I'm the ruler, the destroyer, the bringer of war, the mountain that you cannot climb, the mountain that you cannot conquer. The one of one, the beast slayer, the king of the ring. Obafemi. Got a lot of nicknames, this guy, huh? Oba's got a lot of nicknames. Oba's a good promo. For the cretins online that claim that Oba isn't a good promo, Oba is a very good promo. And he's only going to get better. Genuinely looking forward to seeing what they produce inside Hell in a Cell. I hope that it really lives up to the gimmick. After what CM Punk and Drew McIntyre did inside Hell in a Cell, Brock Lesnar and Obafemi have a lot of work to do. If it's not better than Punk and McIntyre, I don't know why we brought out the gimmick. Genuinely. Or maybe they just brought it out to sell some extra tickets because SummerSlam isn't really selling all that well and they wanted to pull out something out of their mighty bag of tricks. I don't know. Saturday night's main event starts off with a women's tag team title match. We got Brie Bella and Paige against Fatal Influence, Lainey, Reid, and Fallon, Henley. JC Jane is out there. JC Jane, who lost to Tiffany Stratton on Friday Night SmackDown as Tiffany advanced to the 5-woman ladder match for the WWE Women's Interim Championship. Yes, WWE is so obsessed with keeping the title on Rhea Ripley that they've come up with an interim stipulation. I said this last night. How ridiculous is that? The last time WWE had an interim champion was 2020. When then Jordan Devlin, who? Oh, you mean J.D. McDonough? Oh, okay. When J.D. McDonough was stuck in Ireland during COVID, and he was the NXT Cruiserweight Champion, they crowned an interim Cruiserweight Champion in Santos Escobar, who's no longer with the company, by the way, who's set to become a free agent any week now. He'll probably end up going to CMLL, or worst case, AEW. They didn't bring back the interim stipulation and haven't done it since 2020. If Rhea Ripley is injured, then WWE should strip Rhea Ripley of the championship. But maybe in their eyes, Rhea Ripley is on her way back relatively soon. They probably give her another month or so to come back. Maybe there's good diagnosis and good progression on Rhea Ripley's torn meniscus, partially torn meniscus, that is. And they didn't feel like taking the belt off her would result in something they want to deal with. Maybe keeping the belt on Rhea Ripley is something that is a lot easier for them creatively. See, the way that I think about it is, and this is why I love critiquing the product, because you may be thinking something else that, you're thinking. And when you listen to me, I bring a point or two to your table, and you're like, oh, man, I see JD's point of view. But then there are some other people who cry and bitch and complain that all I am is negative, and they don't give a shit what I have to say. Meanwhile, those are the same people that don't listen to anything I have to say. Meanwhile, what I'm speaking is absolutely factual information. WWE should have stripped Rhea Ripley of the championship. So now we're going into a ladder match, which, by the way, is a ladder match for the Women's Championship, which is not really the Women's Championship. A ladder match, by the way, which we're about to get in October as well, because the women are going to have a Money in the Bank. You see where I'm going with this? The WWE has played favoritism. Triple H has played favorites with Rhea Ripley. If Jordynne Grace was the Women's Champion, or if Chelsea Green was the Women's Champion, or Julia was the Women's Champion, or Kiana James was the Women's Champion, and they went out with a partially torn meniscus, and they were out for close to 2 months, and they got injured at Night of Champions, do you genuinely think that either of those women, any of those women, would still be the Women's Champion today? Do you think that we'd be getting an interim championship match at SummerSlam? Or do you think those women would have been stripped of the Women's Championship with the actual Women's Championship on the line in a SummerSlam contest? When WWE can prove to me that the same etiquette, when the same benefit would be bestowed to everybody else, just like it is to Rhea Ripley, then I won't sit here live in front of 2,600 people on a Saturday night and claim that Triple H and WWE has blatant favoritism towards certain talents. And I'm a fan of Rhea Ripley, and I'm just calling it as it is. I love Rhea Ripley. I think Rhea's fucking great. How many times I gotten fucking shooed out by the audience who doesn't think that Rhea is a great wrestler? Rhea is great. A lot of women have their best matches with Rhea. You may not like that. You may not agree with that. You may not like Rhea Ripley, but you're an idiot. You got to call a spade a spade. Would any of those women that I mentioned get the same benefit as a Rhea Ripley? The answer is a no. So why is Rhea Ripley holding the women's championship while she's injured? You know, if you put the women's championship on the line in a match, a ladder match, or any type of match at SummerSlam, you make that match instantly more important. All you're doing is taking a championship that isn't really the championship and you're putting it on the line at SummerSlam, and you're going to crown a pretend champion. So WWE's taken away most of the importance of what these women are fighting for, because they're not fighting for the women's championship. They're fighting to become second to Rhea Ripley. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see where I'm going with this? Additionally, WWE is putting all these women that are qualifying for this match in a ladder match. Don't we have Money in the Bank in October? Don't the women have a Money in the Bank ladder match opposite the men in October in New Orleans? What makes you think WWE is going to make this match any different than the ladder match at Money in the Bank? The only difference is the ladder match at Money in the Bank will include one more superstar, and if WWE is frisky, they'll fill the match up with 8 superstars. Some years it's 6, some years it's 7, some years it's 8. Do you give them the benefit of the doubt to make each match different? 2 ladder matches in a 2-month span is not what I really want to see, being that we see already an overabundance of ladder matches. I would love somebody to come and combat me and tell me when I'm speaking out of line or speaking bullshit. There's a reason why people congregate here when we go live. It's because I'm going to bring this type of shit to you. There's a lot of people that feel that same way. But again, I ask, if this was Julia, Kiana James, Chelsea Green, Jordan Grace, Lash Legend, or Nia Jax, or anybody else that's on the roster, would they get the... I don't want to see Lash Legend or Nia Jax anywhere near the championship. I'm just using them as an example. Would they get anywhere close to the benefit that Rhea Ripley gets? The answer is no. The answer is no. So why is she the champion? Why I decided to go on that little mini rant is because Tiffany Stratton advanced over JC Jane last night on Friday Night SmackDown. Why? I don't know. Tiffany Stratton is the Women's United States Champion. Doesn't she have a belt already? What is she fighting for the main belt for? Quote unquote, main belt. Second place belt, because whoever wins that belt is not really the champion. Don't you think JC Jane would have benefited more by being in that match with Charlotte and Jade and whoever else they decide to put in there? Don't you think JC Jane could channel her inner Shawn Michaels and make that ladder match a career-defining moment in that young woman's career? What do I know, man? What do I know? I'm just hopped up on fucking Theraflu and Sudafed. What the fuck do I know? Ridiculous. Fatal Influence are the new women's tag team champions. Match was fine. Match was fine. It wasn't offensive in any way. It did what it needed to do. We got new women's tag team champions. The jury is still out on whether WWE is going to push Fatal Influence in a meaningful way. Now that they're the women's tag team champions, my question to all the people that are crying on social media, complaining about people like me, oh, look, they created new stars, JD. They created new stars, JD, from NY. All right. Who's their first defense going to be against? When you can name another interesting tag team that you legitimately want to see built up. When you can name another interesting tag team that the audience wants to universally see wrestle the Fatal Influence ladies, then you let me know. You'll be waiting a long time because there is no active division. So where exactly do they go? Do they go down to NXT? Maybe they jump to Monday Night Raw. Where do they go? It's very, 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 very slim pickings on Friday. They've cooled off the group in general. JC should be at SummerSlam in that ladder match. This was a no-brainer to crown Lainey and Fallon the new tag team champions. The ending was very, very botchy. I legitimately cried out, what the fuck? When I was watching this play out on my TV. Paige tagged in and threw some knees at Fallon. So that brought JC Jane in, who Paige took care of with a big right hand, knocked her down. Fallon was bleeding from somewhere. I don't know what happened to Fallon and where she got busted open, but she was bleeding from the side of her face. She got sent to the outside. Lainey Reid comes in. JC Jane distracts the referee, and Fallon takes Paige out with a lariat. So Paige goes for a roll-up on Reid, but JC hops up on the apron, and when Paige has this pin on Lainey Reid, she's way too far away from the ropes. JC Jane was also late to get into position to reverse this leverage pin. So by the time I'm watching this all unfold, there was a clear vantage point for Jessica Carr to go and look at what was going on, and she did everything in her power to ignore exactly what was going on in front of her. This was not inconspicuous. This was not sneaky. This was not, one of those things where it's like, oh my God, let me not try and get caught. Like, this was blatant, out in the open, fucking robbing the bank in broad daylight with everybody walking the street, seeing exactly what you're doing type of shit. Bro, this ending was fucking completely messed up. This ending looked awful. Awful. You could legitimately see everything that was going on. Nothing was, like, sneakily done. On top of that, like I said, Paige and Lainey Reid were way too far from the ropes for this move to even play out and make it make sense. They should have been closer to the rope. Fatal Influence beats Paige and Brie Bella. Thank God this team is over. Hopefully Nikki Bella is coming. Actually, I don't know. Should I be saying that? Hopefully Nikki Bella comes back. Nikki and Brie should be the tag team. Paige needs to go and do something on her own. I don't know where she fits in. I don't even know what she's capable of. She's not a difference maker. She's just one of those people that's happy to be back home, and WWE's happy to give her a home. The women's tag team division and the women's tag team stuff on television is some of the worst produced wrestling in all of the business. It is awful. Everything about their matches, everything about the teams, the stories, all of it is just fucking garbage. It is terrible. Genuinely just bad television. And I don't care about anything that's happening. Not a single fucking thing. But the only thing that mattered here is Fallon Henley and Lainey Reid are the new tag team champions. Kathy Kelly. She interviewed Sami Zayn. Does he have any thoughts on Gunther calling him a bum? Sami's been trying to avoid interviews because he's trying to choose his words wisely. Sami says that everything that happened after he became WWE champion was egregious. CM Punk and Cody Rhodes are walking into the main event of SummerSlam, and all they did was say when. Sami had to scratch and crawl through glass for over 10 years in WWE, and all Punk and Cody had to do was say when. He tried to have a conversation with Nick Aldis. Instead of having the opportunity at a rematch, he gets booked into a tag team match with a tag team partner who thinks he's not on the same level as him. Gunther joins in. Gunther tells Sami, whatever he does tonight, make sure it doesn't get in the way of him going to SummerSlam. Can they coexist? Somewhere Vince... Sorry. I tried to mute myself so I didn't have to cough on stream, but I completely botched that. I botched that like JC Jane and fucking Jessica Carr did. Somewhere Vince McMahon is in his rocking chair, smiling from ear to ear. Ah, that's my son-in-law. That's the stuff I know. Can they coexist, pal? Okay. Alrighty then. Trick Williams, Terrence Bud Crawford, and O'Shea Jackson. Shout out to O'Shea. Shout out to O'Shea. He's cool people. He's wearing his, he was decked out in Dodger blue. Bro, really? Man, you got, I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, I wear my Braves hat anywhere, but this guy was like this guy looked like fucking Cookie Monster out there, man. Not hiding it. He's got Dodger cap on. He's got Dodger fucking bomber jacket on. I'm like, all right, what team do you cheer for, bro? Fucking guy. The one thing I would never do, man, if the Braves are playing at Yankee Stadium, I would never go and wear my John Smoltz jersey walking into Yankee Stadium. Maybe Citi Field is another story, but Yankee Stadium, man, I won't do that. I won't do that in Yankee Stadium. I won't do that in Philadelphia, man. I don't want any problems. I don't want any problems. John Smoltz, man. They don't make them like John Smoltz anymore. Oh, my God. Danhausen. He went one-on-one with J.D. McDonough. This was a no disqualifications match. Obviously, Dominic Mysterio was out there. Danhausen and the New York Knicks is the big story here. So we got a film from the WWE studio, which was branded the WWE Studio Housen. And they called this short film The Curse Father. I guess WWE is getting into the short film genre now. We saw this with Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins in their build up to the match that they have at SummerSlam. So they ran down what led up to this match tonight. There's a big blimp circling the ring. Danhausen got his blimp. It's not the first time we've seen the Danhausen blimp, though. But they brought it out just to be festive tonight. Judgment Day comes on out. Danhausen comes on out. Bell rings. By the way, on the stage, there is the cloning machine. Danhausen drove his Danhausen mobile onto the side of the stage, but the cloning machine, Danhausen's cloning machine in his laboratory, says Wade Barrett, his laboratory was on stage. So the bell rang and Danhausen tried to curse J.D. McDonough. You are cursed! He rolled out of the ring to go and talk to Dominic and take a little bit of a hydration break. Did you guys see that England and France game today? Oh, my goodness. I watched all that. Actually, I fell asleep during half of it. I woke up. I fell asleep, and then by the time it was over, it reminded me of a FIFA 26 fucking PlayStation 5 simulation. Ridiculous. What was the final score? 6-4? I've never seen so many fucking goals in a soccer game in my entire life, man. I just started watching soccer this year due to all the World Cup fucking fanatics. It's crazy. So Danhausen's out there. Dominic hopped on the apron, distracted Danhausen so JD could jump from behind. He sent Danhausen to the outside. He threw him into the barricade. Dominic got involved. He's bouncing Danhausen's head off the announce table. We go back in the ring. McDonough suplexed Danhausen, dropped a couple of elbows on him. He's got the Knicks jersey. The New York Knicks jersey that's got Danhausen's name on it. He's cleaning his shoes with it. Danhausen starts to come back. He's got a terrible punch, by the way. You guys see Danhausen throw punches? Oh, my God. Nobody in pro wrestling can throw a good punch anymore. J.D. McDonough lands a brainbuster on Danhausen. That's always a pretty move. McDonough grabbed the jersey from Dominic. He wiped his ass with it. He then goes up top. He puts the jersey over Danhausen. He goes up top to go for a moonsault. He missed the moonsault. This gives Danhausen an opportunity to take the jersey. So he puts the jersey on. Somehow it gave him magical powers. McDonough went for some strikes. Danhausen no-sold them because he's got the jersey on, so he's impervious to pain now. And then he nails a clothesline. Dominic came into the ring and suplexed him. McDonough snuck in and he tried to steal a match here with the roll-up. McDonough went for a body slam. Danhausen countered it, laid out McDonough. Dominic attacks from behind. And he and McDonough continue to beat up on Danhausen. So McDonough threw some headbutts. And then he starts ripping at the jersey. He legitimately ripped this jersey, this Knicks jersey with Danhausen's name on it, to shreds. It's all ripped. Looked like Hulk Hogan's yellow and red t-shirts that he fucking ripped before he came to the ring. That's how bad it looked. Danhausen rolled out of the ring and started walking up the ramp. We didn't see him for about several minutes. Dominic and McDonough went underneath the ring. They were looking for something until they pulled out a table. And on the table, when they dragged the table out from underneath the ring, on top of the table, they dragged the table with mini housings on it. Like they were rodents. Like they went into the basement of their house and they needed an extra table for the guests upstairs. And they dragged the table out and they were fucking rats and rat poop all over it. That's what this reminded me of. So we got 3 mini housings out there. Yeah. Do you believe I'm reviewing this? Dominic and McDonough fight them off. They throw them into the barricade, take them out. Danhausen then goes up to the cloning machine and that stuffed cat he had on Friday Night SmackDown. He takes the stuffed cat and the ripped New York Knicks jersey and he throws it into the cloning machine. So Dominic and JD McDonough have no idea what's going on here. McDonough went to powerbomb one of the mini housings, and the cloning machine starts going off and makes some weird noises. Fireworks go off. And out of the cloning machine comes Karl Anthony Towns of the New York Knicks, which was the reason why Danhausen threw the black cat into the cloning machine. So we get Karl Anthony Towns, C-A-T, cat. Danhausen and Cat came to the ring. This guy is massive. He gets in the ring and he delivered a fucking fantastic looking chokeslam to J.D. McDonough. J.D. McDonough, you knew he was going to sell for Karl Anthony Thomas. He throws a chokeslam at Dominic and puts Dominic through the table. Danhausen grabbed McDonough and hit him with the Triple D. I don't know what that stands for. What did Triple D stand for? The Danhausen deadly Danhausen something DD. I don't know what the fuck. What did he call it? The Triple D. It's dangerously close to the Triple B. I wonder if MJF goes to WWE, wins the WWE Championship, and then calls it the Triple B. Probably, right? I would say so. The Triple D. Hey, Triple D over here. Danhausen's death drop. Thank you, reviews. I appreciate that. The Danhausen death drop. So what is he, Darby Allin now? J.D. McDonough wins. Oh, no, I wish. Danhausen wins. McDonough got the Triple D applied to him. And Danhausen is successful with Karl Anthony Thomas and the Mini-Housens. We are all cursed for watching this. I hope WWE got what they wanted. Here, I thought it was going to be Enzo Amore. Boy, was I way off. Lyra. She was backstage and she was looking like she hasn't slept in 7 days. Did you guys know Bird Lady from Home Alone 2 recently passed away this week, man? I find that to be very, very odd. I find that to be very bizarre. Legitimately, after Lyra had transformed herself into Bird Woman, like from Home Alone 2, this is her new gimmick. The legitimate actor who played the Bird Woman in Home Alone 2 passed away this week. It's crazy. So Lyra's interviewed by Kathy Kelly. She's asked how she's feeling going into the ring with her former best friend. You know what's funny? The last time Bayley and Lyra were at Madison Square Garden, she says, they were fighting for the women's tag team championships. Lyra says that for her entire career, she's always wanted to be proud of the way things went. After tonight, Lyra claims that Bayley will be out of her head forever. Yes, rest in peace, Bird Lady, yeah. Rest in peace, Pigeon Lady. Yeah. Google, chat. Go Google it. I'm not lying to you. We got more celebrity slop here. Michael Rubin, who is the CEO of Fanatics. Guy is fucking printing money over there. Jeff Ross, Lin-Manuel Miranda, and Cooper DeJean, who apparently, is he still dating Nikki Bella? Is Cooper DeJean still dating Nikki Bella? That was a thing, right? Lucky guy, I guess, huh? Lyra. She goes one-on-one with Bayley. Lyra's got some new theme music now that she's a bad guy. It's basically her babyface theme, but it's like evil and brooding. It's a typical it's not CF, I wish, CFO. Boy, I must be hallucinating, CFO. Def Rebel. Typical Def Rebel AI slop. They probably just put it into Suno AI and said, this is Lyra Valkyria's babyface theme. Can we rewrite this and make it evil? And then Suno AI, which is probably what they use program-wise, spit out something that resembled a heel or a bad guy in pro wrestling and basically turns her babyface theme into something that resembles a bad guy theme. I think Bayley is great. I think Lyra's great. Sad thing is, I don't care about what they're selling me here. But at the end of all this, I thought this was a really good match. If this match went 5 minutes more, this would have been a legit banger. Now, I see fans online speculating that Bayley lost here and that Bayley's time in WWE is coming to an end, and we're going to see Davina Rose in AEW, and we're going to get Mercedes Moné and Davina Rose running it back just like they did at TakeOver New York, TakeOver Brooklyn all those years ago. Okay. Now, I don't know when Bayley's contract with WWE is up, but the last that I heard or read, because I didn't hear anything, the last that I read, it was November. You can tell Bayley is frustrated. You can tell Bayley doesn't like where she currently sits creatively. She's been so minimized. I think the WWE has passed her by. And she's not really operating at her full potential. If there is a defection to AEW, I will not be surprised. I will not be surprised. This was a really good match. Lyra, we've seen Lyra in some bangers. She had a great couple of matches with Becky Lynch. There was a triple threat match with Bayley and Becky Lynch and Lyra at Evolution last year, which was tremendous stuff. So we know when Lyra is ready to go, that Lyra is going to be ready to go. Lyra is great when you want her to be great. I'm a big fan of hers. The babyface stuff wasn't working. The heel stuff, if WWE really wants to kind of lean into this a little bit more, I'm liking this. I think this is exactly what she needed. It is a complete deviation away from what she was. And I think that's exactly what she needed. Now, I'll tell you where I think it could go. I don't know if it's going to go exactly the way I lay it out, but I'll tell you exactly where I think it's going to go. Bayley and Lyra start things off. So Lyra went right after Bayley after the bell rang. Bayley was able to kind of take her down, start things off really hot and heavy here, very aggressively. Lyra, we go to the outside, and she took a stiff forearm shot from Bayley. Now, I didn't really think anything of it when the move happened and we saw Bayley just sitting on the apron. But all of a sudden, we start to see puddles of blood on the mat on the outside. And I'm like, oh, man, what happened? Lyra got busted open. So I see the referee start to put his black gloves on. I see the referee go out and check on Lyra. She's legitimately pouring blood from her nose. And WWE legitimately showed the replay a couple of times for two different vantage points. One up close, and then one from in the ring with the camera guy in the ring. The first camera shot they showed looked like Bayley got her with her fist right in the face. But it looked like, upon further replay, Bayley delivered such a forearm smash that the point of her elbow fucking cracked Lyra in the nose. And maybe, I don't know what the diagnosis is, we were all watching and all assumed together that Lyra had a broken nose. So I hope that she's all right. But my God, man, she was bleeding. Referee went over to go check on her. He pulled Bayley back for a little bit to go check on Lyra. The doctor at ringside came over to towel off Lyra as well and do what he needed to do. This was bad. And Lyra, she continued the match. And what I don't like about these current WWE matches, but I like at the same time, is that obviously they have to make sure the talent is all right and ready to go. Lyra's pushing the referee away. Lyra doesn't give a fuck that her nose is broken. Lyra just wants to wrestle. And I think if you're in that moment and your adrenaline is pumping and something like that happens, Lyra's probably thinking to herself, get the fuck away from me. I'm a big woman. I'm a grown adult. I can handle myself. I've had a broken nose before, I'm sure. And let me go in there and wrestle. Like, to me, when you stifle a superstar like that, honestly, I'm just thinking out loud the way that they probably think and what Lyra's probably thinking. Like, I understand they have to protect the talent, but Lyra's thinking, this is going to add so much more to a match that really didn't have anything coming into it. This is going to make me a lot more vicious in the end when this match is over than if this didn't happen. So she's probably loving the fact that there's blood and she's got this blood dripping down her face. It just adds a different element to the match that normally isn't there, that wasn't there coming into this show. So I can imagine Lyra's frustrated, like, get the fuck away from me. Let me just wrestle this woman. Let me wrestle her. I don't give a fuck if I got a little blood on my face. Let me go in there. We'll take care of me after the match is over. And Lyra is, where is she from? Dublin? She's Irish. You're going to tell an Irish woman, no, man, we got to take care of you. I mean, let's back you away. Like, get the fuck off of me, man. You kidding me? Lyra would be one of the first people in a fucking Irish setting to break a glass bottle over somebody's head if they got fucking frisky in the bar. You know? Come on. Give me a break. So, possibly had a broken nose. We don't really know yet. Hopefully she's all right. So, she's working Bayley's arm and she's trying to wrench the arm of Bayley in the ropes. She then is hitting Bayley, and I seen somebody, I don't know who it was, I think Brian Alvarez said on Twitter, I laughed when I saw his tweet. He's like, this match was more violent than the Conor McGregor fight this past weekend with Holloway. It probably was, to be quite honest with you. So the referee held Bayley back as Lyra was being checked on again. Bayley managed to dive onto her and then rolled her back into the ring. They were on the outside. So there's just a lot of blood at ringside. Lyra did not stifle in any meaningful way here. She just continued to go. Aggression was still 100%. Dropped her knee. She slammed Bayley in the middle of the ring. And Bayley eventually puts Lyra in a Boston Crab. No ropes. Lyra slipped out of it, sent Bayley into the corner. Bayley just gets up and went up top. Lyra got up there, hits a neck breaker onto the turnbuckle. Guillotine leg drop from the top rope, which looked great. Bayley caught Lyra's leg from a spin kick, sent her into the corner. She bounced Lyra's face off the turnbuckle and then put a crossface on Lyra. Bayley broke the hold, and Lyra lured her into a top rope position where she's choking her out. So Lyra used a sling blade to get Bayley down, locked in a sleeper. Lyra then bridges and puts more pressure on the sleeper, and the referee stopped the match. Apparently, Bayley passed out, and the referee stoppage here. Lyra wins via referee stoppage. After the match, Lyra bounced Bayley's head off the ring post, put the chokehold back on. Referee separated them again. Lyra goes over to the steel steps, takes the steel steps apart. She delivers Nightwing onto the steel steps on Bayley, and then she kicks Bayley on the way out, and she's just healing it up with the fans. And she's like, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do? She's going up the aisleway. Good stuff. I thought this was Lyra's best performance all year. I thought this was a really good performance. It did get a little sloppy there because of the broken nose. But I do feel like it did add to the match instead of take away from it. But I don't know what's next for Bayley, man. Bayley has not gotten anything going. And if there is a superstar on the way out, I could absolutely see Bayley leaving WWE. I just don't know when. Triple H would be stupid if he let Bayley go, but I could absolutely see her wanting to go test herself elsewhere. And she's fucking great. I love Bayley. And she's gotten the short end of the stick for a very long time now, and I don't think that she's gotten any better in the current ecosystem of WWE. Apparently, WWE, they announced that WrestleMania 43 will have a watch party because they realize that nobody's going to be traveling to Saudi Arabia. WWE is having a huge watch party at the theater at Madison Square Garden for both night 1 and night 2. Following each night of WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia, there will also be 2 shows. NXT Stand and Deliver, because WrestleMania will be going on at 1 p.m., so I'm assuming by the time, the late hours of the evening roll around, NXT Stand and Deliver can go on and be a standalone show, which is great. NXT Stand and Deliver and AAA has this now. I don't know if this is a new show, if this is a new concept. They will have a show called Eternal Glory. This reminded me of old school NXT Black and Gold. Just the name in Eternal Glory and the way that they kind of announced it with the logo that they put up there. WWE is trying to normalize what isn't happening here in North America for WrestleMania. So they're coming up with this big watch party at the theater at Madison Square Garden. You can pay to go watch WrestleMania in the theater, and then I'm sure that gives you access to both of these shows as well if you guys want to go attend one of these shows. One of these shows or both if you want. So that AAA show may be crazy. Genuinely. I might actually buy a ticket to that show if I can get done with the post show early enough and then head to the city. That sounds like a good time. That sounds like a damn good fucking time. We'll see. Tickets hopefully are decently priced for that show. Kathy Kelly's backstage with CM Punk, Cody Rhodes. How motivated are they to keep their main event SummerSlam match a one-on-one match? Cody tells Kathy that she forgot to ask the age-old question, can they coexist? So he's throwing it out there and joking about it because they know it's ridiculous as well. Will they coexist? Cody says they will coexist because they're good friends and they're going to do everything they can to prevent a fatal four-way match at SummerSlam. Punk says Cody is trying to out-angle him here, so let me get in camera frame. Punk wants Cody to make sure that there are no excuses when he loses at SummerSlam. Punk says that he's going to be watching Cody's back. Punk reiterates the same thing Cody just said about having no excuses for their match at SummerSlam. Cody and Punk start going back and forth about who should go out first, as Punk was saying that the champion goes out second. Cody's music hits. So he goes on out. Cody should be out first because he's not the champion. Punk follows. And we get a tag team match here in the main event, co-main event spot. Last match of the night, Punk and Rhodes versus Gunther and Sami Zayn. If Gunther and Sami win, they'll be added to the WWE Championship match at SummerSlam, making it a fatal four-way. This was great. I thought this was a fantastic match. I like the fact that the stipulation was given to us last night on SmackDown. I like that it added extra stakes to this match. It made this match feel a little bit more important. It gave it a nice sense of urgency. And like I said on Friday, it realistically could be a way to get Sami Zayn into the main event of SummerSlam because, let's be real, whether you like him or not, he was robbed. And Nick Aldis is obsessed with Gunther now. And as a general manager, he just cost somebody an opportunity to get on the SummerSlam card in Sami Zayn without even knowing it. So Sami and Punk, they go at it. Sami went right for Punk. Gunther and Rhodes, they go at it. So all four guys are brawling here. So we finally get things underway. Cody and Punk trade quick tags. Zayn sent Punk into the corner. Gunther is choking Punk out. He tags in. Zayn distracted the referee while Gunther took Punk outside and dropped him over the barricade in the timekeeper's area. Nasty fall for Punk there. Rhodes came around to help Punk back into the ring to avoid the count because if they lose, it's a fatal four-way and their chances of retaining the championship, or Punk rather, his chance of retaining the championship and Cody's chance of winning the championship severely decrease. So Cody went over there to go throw Punk back in the ring because he doesn't want to lose. He doesn't want this match to be a fatal four-way. So Zayn is legal. He starts taking Punk and driving his head into the mat. He's screaming at Punk, "You stole it from me. You stole it from me," like he's Gollum in Lord of the Rings. You know?
My precious, you stole it from me. My precious.
Sorry. So it reminded me of, you stole it from me. You stole it from me. Punk is bleeding now. I don't know what happened. Apparently Gunther busted him open. Not much, though. Punk always ends up bleeding in some way. So we get tags. Zayn tags in Gunther. And Rhodes tags in. Rhodes and Gunther are no strangers to each other here. They just wrestled on Friday night. And they wrestled all summer. Gunther got laid out with a disaster kick. Zayn tried to help, but Rhodes hit him with a Cody cutter. Rhodes then hit a Cody cutter on Gunther from the top rope, so a super Cody cutter. Even his offense is fucking nauseating, ain't it? Watching Cody's offense, man, the super Cody cutter and the fucking 4 AAs. He really thinks he's John Cena over here. So he only got a 2 count off the super Cody cutter. Rhodes went for a crossroads. Gunther dodged it, tagged in Zayn. Zayn went for Blue Thunder Bomb. Rhodes kicked out at a 2 because everybody kicks out at the Blue Thunder Bomb. Zayn misses a haluva kick. Rhodes tagged into Punk. Punk came off the top rope with a big forearm and a jumping bulldog. The match is moving very quickly. It doesn't even feel like a tag team match. It just feels like 4 guys who just genuinely want to end this match as quickly as possible because they know the ramifications if they lose. So this was high octane. This was no scientific anything. It was just all balls to the wall for about 15 minutes. So Punk dropped an elbow from the top rope, his big macho elbow, locked in the Anaconda Vice on Gunther. And at that point, Sami's in the Anaconda Vice. He's not going to tap to the Anaconda Vice. Nobody ever does. So Gunther tried to break it. Cody cut him off and put him in a figure 4. Gunther rolled the figure 4, and then that allowed him to eye poke Punk to break the Anaconda Vice, and then he broke the figure 4 from Cody. That was a great move. That's a very smart maneuver by Gunther. Eye poking Punk to break the Anaconda Vice. Because they were legal. Punk was legal with Sami. And if Sami tapped out, then they would have lost. So Zayn hits an exploder suplex on Punk. Went up for another haluva kick. He hit this one. He hit this haluva kick. Cody Rhodes then nailed Zayn with a crossroads. Gunther then threw a lariat at Rhodes and then went for Punk and caught him looking with a GTS. All 4 guys are down. They hit their big moves. And now this is a quadruple down. So Gunther gets up. He shoved Punk into Rhodes on the apron. Gunther then locked in the sleeper hold on Punk. He managed to stand up at Punk and try for a GTS, but Gunther slips back on Punk, gets the hold on him again. He was near the ropes. This was a great spot, too. CM Punk's got his arm flailing in the sleeper hold, and then he tags Cody Rhodes while he's in the sleeper. That was also a great spot. So, Rhodes is in. Crossroads on Gunther. Rhodes went for the pin. Zayn flew in and broke up the pinfall. Everybody's down again. So the referee here got bumped in the melee when Sami came in to break up the hold. Punk hits a GTS on Zayn. And then he had Rhodes and Gunther going at it. So they're going at it with Gunther 2-on-1 here. So we got chops from Punk and punches from Cody on Gunther. Rhodes went for a Cody cutter, but Gunther moved and hit Punk. So there was a crossfire where Cody was going for Gunther, but Gunther moved out of the way, and Cody landed into CM Punk. So Gunther leaves the ring. He grabbed the WWE title because the referee's down and he wants to win this match so desperately. He hits Rhodes with the title, and then he powerbombed him, a very stiff-looking powerbomb. Gunther went for the pin. Another referee was running out. He slides into the ring. He started his count. Nick Aldis showed up out of nowhere and pulled the referee out of the ring. Then Nick Aldis took the belt from Gunther and clocked him with the belt. This allowed Punk to the GTS. Punk pulled Rhodes on top of Gunther, who was the legal man. Aldis sent the referee back in the ring. 1, 2, 3. And CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, for now, win and get their one-on-one match at SummerSlam. I don't want to repeat myself, but Sami Zayn has a legitimate case against Nick Aldis, and something's flying around in here. He has a legitimate case going into SummerSlam as to being screwed over. Seriously. You motherfucker. Goodbye. Goodbye. Nice to know you. I don't know where they come from. I don't know what the fuck. Why do I got things flying around in here, bro? Goodbye. Fly lasted longer than Sami Zayn's title reign. Sami has a legitimate gripe of going to SummerSlam. A legitimate gripe to management about being screwed over. Nick Aldis was not thinking about what was going on. And he was selfish. I think Sami Zayn has a shot of getting into the SummerSlam main event. I don't know how on a 2-night SummerSlam you leave Sami Zayn off the card. Other than that, what is he going to do? Is he going to wrestle a fucking comatose Johnny Gargano? Come on. Give me a break. Cody and Punk win as of now. It is a one-on-one match. We'll see what happens on Friday, but I think Sami's got a legitimate case here. With everything that I documented, he's got a legitimate case. And then the fun is over. The Roman Reigns and Jalen Brunson acknowledgement ceremony. So they do this whole spiel. Jalen Brunson's walking from the backstage area. Roman meets him in Gorilla. They walk out to the ring together. They aura farm his entrance, Roman's entrance. Gets into the ring. Well, this is something you don't see every day now. After the music finally comes to an end and the aura farming of the entrance stops. Well, this is something you don't see every day now, do you? Some of you are probably thinking, what are we doing here right now? This is where greatness acknowledges greatness. And it's no secret, this city is the home of WWE. And I'm not going to lie, every time I come here, you make the tribal chief feel like he's home too. I think I speak for all of us. 53 years, that was way too long. And Jalen would tell you it's a team sport. And I'll tell you that there's only one tribal chief and there's only one captain. The finals MVP, the NBA champion, and the king of New York. But you see here in WWE, every champ in WWE needs a title. So the tribal chief made some moves. So Roman presented Jalen Brunson with a New York Knicks version of the World Heavyweight Championship belt, which if they put on shop, which I wouldn't be surprised if they do, that's selling out instantly. It was beautiful. Roman Reigns says not only does he deserve it because the fans were chanting, you deserve it, you deserve it. This man earned it. And now it's complete, and now it's time. Madison Square Garden, New York City, acknowledge us. Roman Reigns and Jalen Brunson both raised their titles in the air. Seth Rollins' music hits. Tyrese Halliburton walked down to the ring holding a steel chair. This is where you lost me. This is where you should have ended with acknowledge us, and that's it. So Tyrese Halliburton walks down to Seth Rollins' theme wearing a Seth Rollins t-shirt holding a steel chair. Seth Rollins attacks Roman Reigns from behind. Jalen Brunson backs into the corner just watching Roman get beat up. Rollins repeatedly stomps on Reigns. Halliburton hands Rollins a chair. Rollins tells Brunson to stand back. He super kicks Reigns. Rollins tells Reigns that this is his world and he doesn't acknowledge a damn thing. Rollins then places Reigns' head on a chair and he's about to stomp him onto the chair. So as he backs into a corner, preparing to deliver the curb stomp, Jalen Brunson walks in right into Rollins' path. He stops the stomp. So Reigns comes out of nowhere and Superman punches Seth Rollins. Reigns hits Rollins with a spear. Reigns raises the Larry O'Brien NBA Finals trophy up in the air while Brunson is holding the World Heavyweight Championship up in the air. Roman's World Heavyweight Championship. Roman then belted Jalen Brunson with his Knicks-inspired title. So he's wearing that title around his waist and holding Roman's title up in the air, and Roman Reigns is holding up the Larry O'Brien trophy. There's their picture. They put a beautiful Knicks border around it. That's their Sports Center moment, and that's the way the show goes off the air. This isn't for me. If you're a Knicks fan, if you're a WWE fan, if you got kids, this is for you. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Does WWE mean this? No, they just want the spotlight. They want the mainstream attention. They want the 15 minutes of fame that comes along with tagging, alongside the New York Knicks because WWE is home in New York and the New York Knicks won the NBA Finals and all this other fucking nonsense. If any sports team was a championship-winning sports team and the WWE was holding a Saturday night's main event in that specific town, they would have done the same thing to no matter who won a championship. It's not a New York Knicks thing. It's WWE wanting the spotlight because they're addicted to the spotlight and the mainstream attention. That's why they do it. It didn't do anything for me. The Tyrese Halliburton stuff didn't do anything for me. But, man, this was a Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey circus type show. I mean, you had Danhausen, you had Knicks, you had celebrities, you had a pro wrestling match with CM Punk and Cody Rhodes that really delivered. One of the worst Saturday night's main event cards that WWE's put on. But you know what? If you had a good time, it was a house show on Peacock. How about that? Thank you guys very much for all your support. If you did enjoy tonight's post show for Saturday night's main event, please hit that thumbs up. We're going to get to these super chats now, and then I'm going to take some Theraflu and then call it a night. That's what I'm going to do. I don't know what you guys are going to do, but that's what I'm going to do. Super chats, get them on in. The belt is, KC in the chat says, JD, the belt is on shop. It's selling for $700. There you go. There you go. The Cody Punk confrontation is on social media. Cody is snapping. Really? WWE posted it? I got to see this. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Let's turn the music down. Let's put this here. Let's see.
CM Punk, the people wanted a one-on-one match at SummerSlam, and they're going to get it thanks to your victory tonight.
What's up? Please.
We're just recording an interview.
I understand. You don't need any of this. I apologize. Please tell me that was embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Put the camera. Well, you don't need any of this. You're whipping me back in the face.
I'm gonna
take him with you.
I don't know what's happening right now.
No. You're out there. You literally cracked me in the eye with this title. It's an accident, right? That's what I'm asking you. It's an accident. 100%. We're fine. You don't need any of this out of here. Guys, let me on. Calm down. Calm down. You're the one who's always emotional out there. Enough what?
I'm emotional.
You get emotional.
What's your problem?
What's my problem?
If I hit you, it was an accident.
Okay,
I'm not complaining about it.
Hey, put it. Rub me over on like a.
Cody, go right.
Uh-oh. Oh, Cody, man. Cody throwing some bombs there, man. Oh, man. Listen, man, I'm telling you. The man needs to be a heel. The man needs to be a heel. Cody's throwing some curse words, man. They're bleeping them out. I prayed for this, and it happened. Yes. All right, let's get into your super chats. Again, if you guys want to donate $10 or more, you will be added to the wheel on Monday. We had a winner last night, and I didn't hear from him, so I don't know. He better reach out to me. I haven't gotten any word from last night's winner, so hopefully he watched. But if you guys want to get in on the wheel on Monday, $10 or more will get you a spot. Everybody that donates tonight, being that there was no goal, I will give you an additional spot on the wheel, no matter what. So let's do it. Let's get to these super chats, and then we'll call it a night here on OTS. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. OTS tap room is open. How you know? Saturday night's main event. Yeah. Thank you, Michael. Caden with a $1.99. Thank you, Caden. Thomas Malloy with 40 months. Cheers to 40 months. I'm starting to really like Lyra's new character. I think Lyra is doing well. So far, so good. So far, so good. Vinny P. Vinny, what's going on over here? $1.99. Can they coexist, pal? One of them needs to turn heel. Yes. Absolutely. Nike fan 02 with a $1.99. It's still go Spurs, go, though. Spurs will be back. Spurs got a better chance of going back to the finals than the Knicks do, I think. Captain Solo with a $5 super chat. Seth Rollins with more heel turns than Natalya and Big Show combined. What a tremendous waste of time this Saturday night's main event was. Listen, man, it was a variety show. WWE thinks this is what Saturday night main event is supposed to be. Celebrities and fucking pomp and circumstance and, you know, Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks and Spotlight of New York. You know, they tried to make it seem like it was a big deal. That's what they think this show is about. Captain Solo at $5 super chat. Seth Rollins with more heel turns. You think he turned heel? I think Seth is going to have a large conglomeration of people who are cheering for him in Minneapolis. I don't think he's going to be a full-fledged heel. Solo, thank you. Michelle with a 5. Can't believe Cody and Punk had to take a backseat to that bullshit main event segment. Any bets Seth and Roman match gets ruined by TKO like Cody Randy was? No. No, I don't think anything at SummerSlam is going to get ruined. That's the last thing they need. It's the last thing they need. Thank you, Michelle. Johnny Boy with a 10. As shitty of a match card as it was, the main event tag saved the show. Plus, like I said before, WWE PLEs flow better on Peacock than ESPN despite getting a useless overrun with Roman and Seth. Yeah, because the matches aren't interrupted. And the commercials after the matches, they are normal. Like, they're not offensive. Thank you, Johnny Boy. Hidden Network with 21 months. You called it, Jay. The OTS for life. We'll see. Did I call it? Not yet. Is that exactly where the story opens up to going? Yes, 100%. JP the Glove with a $4.99. What has happened to the sport that we all grew up loving? And that is motherfucking professional wrestling. Please, WWE, no more celebrities in the spotlight. It's awful, bro. It's not for me. It's not for me. Tone VC, thank you, brother. $50 super chat. Today is my birthday, JD. Cheers. Drinking an ice cold hazy IPA. What I like to see, man. I'm not a fan of IPAs, man, but as long as it's ice cold, you enjoy that IPA, man. Let me see those birthday cake emojis in the chat from my guy, Tone. Thank you, Tone. Happy birthday, brother. Lewism with a $1.99. You can now get SummerSlam tickets for $25. Yeah. You can. Will that make a difference? I don't know. We'll see. Beantown, thank you again, brother, for the $100 bomb earlier. Appreciate you. Best in the world, Matt, with a 22 months. First saw Nick Aldis live at the OG All-In show in 2018. I was there. Can't wait to see the National Treasure back in the ring again. OTS for life. I'm looking forward to that match. I'm looking forward to it. J Voltage with a $9.99. Thank you, J Voltage. I totally thought Cody was going to turn heel tonight. It was right there. Also, that Roman Reigns Brunson segment was trash. Bro, it's nothing more than celebrity pandering. It's celebrity glazing. That's all it is. If you're a Knicks fan, you loved it. Everybody else, it's like you got to watch it and just accept it for what it is. GA Girl 6680 becomes a new member. Look at this. GA Girl, thank you so very much for joining us here on the channel. Chat, what is GA Girl drinking? Get her a drink. As with a super chat. Hola, JD. This show is okay, but it could be better, I think. But where's the justice for Sami Zayn? He deserves so much better. I know. We will see on Friday. He's got a legitimate gripe. He got screwed over again. Meta 37 with a $9.99. I really like Lyra's new look. Show is okay. You know, I forgot to talk about where I think it's going. I think Lyra is going to go further into the gimmick. I think Tatum Paxley is going to get called up to Raw. I think we're going to see Tatum and Lyra feud. And I think Tatum is going to bring Lyra back to being regular Lyra. I think that's where they're going to go. I forgot to mention that. I was talking about all this other shit, the blood and the broken nose. I forgot to mention that. That's what I wanted to talk about. I think Tatum is going to get called up. I think she's going to Raw. I think she's going to feud with Lyra, turn Lyra back, or convince Lyra that this is not the Lyra that she knows, convince Lyra to turn back to normal. They become best friends again. So we're basically replacing Bayley with Tatum. I think that's where we're going. Filluminati. $5 super chat. The heel Cody Rhodes that we want, WWE can't give us. The dude had some unhinged moments on the indies, which were great. Hopefully we get heel Cody. Meta, the rest of your super chat says, show is okay. Had it on background playing Black Ops 7. Wondering if you're a fan of BO7 Zombies, JD. I am not. If you haven't played it yet, I highly recommend it. Cheers, bro. I was never a fan of zombies, period, man. Cam G with a 10. I really don't know what to say. They missed the biggest opportunity to turn Cody heel at the end of the match. And then what the fuck was that bloodline and Nick's Love Fest? Absolutely awful. OTS for life. We're not going to turn Cody heel now. I don't think that was the right moment to do it. I understand we all want to see it, but there's got to be a plan in place here. As with a 9 months, keep up the great work, JD. Show was just so, but I still believe Sami deserves better. Hashtag justice for Sami Zayn. I agree, brother. I agree. Silver Yori with a 10. Hi, JD. If they make Cody turn heel, would they give him the Homelander angle? Like doing things behind the scenes after the show, for example. I don't know. I just want Cody to be anything but what we're getting now. That's all I care about. That's all I want to see. Celeste Williams with a $9.99. JD, real quick. WWE just uploaded a little backstage segment between Cody and Punk. Tension seems to be rising. Well, we just listened to it, brother. They need to rise big time. They need to rise higher than what we just saw. We need some tension. We can't go into this match. Oh, hi, friend. Oh, hi, friend. Thank you for giving me a championship match. I did say when I say when, I will grant you a match. Just say when, friend. SummerSlam, friend. We love each other. We've been best friends for over 2 decades, friend. Nobody wants to see that. You kidding me? Clone Force with a 199. Penta face was seen on Neon stream. Penta got mad. Why is Neon there? Who the fuck is Neon and why is he popular? These are the degenerates in our society today that our youth is looking up to. Who the fuck is Neon? Why is he as big as he is? What does he do? And why do people watch him? Another government plant, no doubt, to corrupt the youth of America. That's all it is. Fuck out of here. Lloyd Witt with a 20. Get well soon, JD. Lloyd, thank you, brother. Thank you for being here, Lloyd. He's a famous streamer. Is he? Why? Why is Neon a famous streamer? What does he do? Who was Neon before he streamed? And why did he get popular? The guy looks like a cuck. Legitimately. Terry Stockton with a $10 super chat. Love your channel. I'm a long-time goon. Back from when you were still at the jewelry store. Oh, man. That was one of your old school subscriber stories. It's been so inspiring to watch your growth. Terry, welcome back, brother. Welcome back, my friend. Thank you for still being with me, man. Patriot with a $5 super chat. This interim championship ladder match sounds like a CM Punk John Cena situation, but this time it's favoritism instead of good storytelling. Yeah, I agree. I agree. XVE with a $2 super chat. They need to cancel this fucking show. Saturday night's main event? Yeah, I mean, by the time their Peacock deal runs out, bro, it's over. And they're not bringing this back. This is just simply to fucking bleed Peacock of money so that they have that covered. Big E to win with a $4.99. JD, can you answer the timeless age-old question that we've all been asking? Can they coexist, pal? Well, clearly they did, and now they can't. Because Cody's upset that Punk hit him with the belt, but it was absolutely intentional. Illuminati with a 5. Cody sitting cross-legged in the ring during CM Punk's entrance was gold, too. I didn't see that. I must have missed that. I didn't see that. Yo Boy Pete with a $4.99. NBA and WWE crossover we didn't need, but we got. Guess not a bad show for what it was. Was glad Fatal Influence got those tag belts. Sure. WWE got their 15 minutes on SportsCenter, and Fatal Influence got tag team titles. That will not do them well at all. The belts are worthless. Don Stoney with a $5 super chat. Shout out to Don Tony Wrestling Soup, Spitball Media, and as always, RIP Kevin Castle. Stoney, thank you, brother. Hopefully you're having a good weekend, my friend. CJ86 with a $4.99. I bought SummerSlam tickets for 600 Bolt Nights. The tickets for the same area with promo code are 200. I have a family of 5. I feel so scammed. I'm sorry, brother. You know, I tell people consistently, do not give these people your money. Or if you're going to buy tickets to the show, wait. Wait. There's no reason to be there. WWE is giving you no reason to be at SummerSlam. None. Lavelle with a 2. Does Cody regain the title by turning heel? No. No, Punk is going to hold it. There's no reason to take the belt off Punk. The Mother Lover. I wouldn't mind Punk versus Cody one-on-one, but one thing at this point, Sami Zayn being in the match makes a lot of sense creatively. I don't know if it's going to affect ticket sales, though. Probably too little, too late. Oh, my God, everything's great. Everything's great. Oh, man. How anybody listens to that slop is fucking not great. Mother Lover with a 20 bomb. Thank you, brother. Joey Strike 12 with a 9.99. The first time donating to you. Hope you feel better, man. Love your stream. Take care, my guy. Joey. A round of applause for fucking Joey Strike over here, man. Look at this guy, Joey Strike. Look at this guy. First time donating. Thank you, brother. Eric Newton with 47 months. I get Punk is a draw. My issue is how does he get a title shot after being off TV for 3 months? Did nothing to earn it, but at least make it make sense because he was in Chicago, bro. They wanted a moment. They got a moment in Chicago. It is what it is. It is what it is. Michael L. with a $5 super chat. They really have SummerSlam tickets for $25. They really must be panicking behind the scenes. Oh, they are. They are. Joey Strike also becomes a new member. Thank you, Joey Strike. Chat, what is Joey Strike drinking tonight? That's what I want to know. Yo, boy P with a $4.99. Just saw an X exclusive with Punk and Cody getting heated. This whole storyline is going to be sparked by Cody getting whipped by the title. How creative. Well, they're supposed to be friends, you see. That's not a friendly thing to do to someone you call a friend by CM Punk. Aussie Kingslayer with a $2.99. Do you think that was Bayley's last match? No. I do not. Furious Nation with a $4.99. What's up, JD? Today, officially 10 years now, I've been a part of the OTS community. No regrets whatsoever. Also, do you take Fallon Henley or JC Jane? In what? Looks? I take Fallon Henley. I don't think JC Jane is... Well, let's just say JC Jane is not my type. Physically. Fallon Henley is. Joey Taylor with a $10 super chat. Neon is a fake reaction like Minnie and Wheezy. Oh. Is he? What does he react to? I'd rather watch Minnie. I'd rather watch Wheezy bake her banana bread than fucking watch her watch wrestling. Honestly. Some banana bread with some banana bread beer, man. That sounds good. Wave with a $4.99. What's up, JD? Just started Dark Side of the Ring from the top leading up to the recent TNA stories. I am in season 3. What's the craziest episode in your opinion? I don't know. I don't know, man. You know, I stopped watching. The last season I watched is when they did Owen. When I did the Owen episode, I stopped watching after that. I'm not really into the Dark Side of the Ring stuff. It's just another documentary series that kind of tells you what they want to tell you with the content that they have readily available to them. It's not really the whole story, you know? I do want to watch the TNA ones, though. I am going to make an effort to watch the TNA ones that they released, because I want to see what it was all about, being a fan of TNA and what they had to go through, at least some of what they kind of recall. TNA. Wells Banana Bread Beer. You know it, brother. You know it. Some good shit. We got Bobby Means with a 5. WCW had a loaded mid-card towards the end of its time. So my question is, where would you rank Vampiro? Brother, you're asking me about WCW. I never watched any WCW. Legitimately, I never watched any WCW. I was vehemently against WCW. The only Vampiro I know is when he did commentary in Lucha Underground. Dom Teeny with a $20 super chat. I watch the WWE product now and just miss NXT Black and Gold. The hope we had for this Triple H era is just gone. It's so disappointing. Literally been watching OTS since 14 years old and now 26. I reminisce those NXT days. Brother, that was me happy. That was me. That was a hopeful JD happy. Now where we are, I don't know how we got here. I really don't. It's fucking bad. It's not the worst, but it's bad. I appreciate you, Dom. Thank you, brother. Furious with a $4.99. With WWE having SummerSlam returns since the 2020s, could KO be the next for 26? And if KO returns as a face, Cody as a face at that point is cooked. Yeah, I don't know where KO comes back. I don't know where he fits in. But I can't wait for him to come back because his presence is sorely missed. This is amazing red one $2 super chat. Is this the real Red? This can't be the real Red. There's no way that's the real Red. He's like, "Yer, screwball peanut butter whiskey #neon trash." Bro, peanut butter whiskey is fucking delicious, number one. Number two, me and Big Hodge drank a whole bottle of peanut butter whiskey, man. That same night I got home, this was years ago when he was still with Hog. That night I got home, man, my bathroom was not in working order. I'll just say that much. If that's Red, we love Red. Everybody here loves Red. Thank you, brother. If not, if it's a troll account, then we love him too, because clearly he has one of the best of all time in his profile picture. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Theraflu for me, some Black Ops 2 for the night, and I'm going to bed. That's what I'm doing. I'm enjoying the Black Ops 2 ports, man. Joey Strike with a $4.99, literally drinking some Malibu rum and playing some Black Ops 2 right now. LOL, infinite love and respect to you always, Captain. Thank you, Joey Strike. I appreciate that, man. Guys, listen. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chats. Follow me on social media at JDFMNY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Patreon. Go check out the Patreon page, man. Great support over there. Patreon.com/JDFMNY206. I'll see you live back here on Raw for Monday Night Raw right here on Off the Script. I'll see you guys then.
Shut up, bitches.